Okay, so the first slide is on. Do most people see that?
Yeah, if you can't see it, anybody, let me know.
Okay, so
I
yeah,
see
that's
it.
a picture of me. Sorry, many of you have met me often at Jim's meetings at the ITB, but my internet at home isn't good enough to keep me online for 2 hours. It drops me. So hopefully I won't get dropped. But and you know, I call this delivering Experidigm ecosystems. Experidigm is a change in experience. So you lead your customers through a change in experience. And sometimes I use the word all at once customer experience because you can sell many products, activities, and experiences all in one Experidigm. And so the ones that I've done, here's a list of some big corporations: Exxon, GE, BOC Gases, big ones. Then I started some of my own companies. Thinkage was food industry, platform as a service models, building alive spaces in the construction industry, and then smooth operations in the chemical industry. So that's my contact info. And so, Jim, let's get going. Let's dive right in.
All right, we move
So
to the
I'll
next
just say
slide.
Jim, and you do the next slide. So in this next slide, you know, I think the customer experience is a puzzle. And you know, you have complete flexibility of how to put that together and deliver it and live with the customer. So in this puzzle, I'm putting like, I think there's a dichotomy though. There's the black and white world, and then there's the color world. And you know, of course, everybody wants to be in the full color world, full happy experience world. But the reality is, let's go to the next slide. The reality is that we live in a product world. We're in an overhang of World War II, and you know, at the end of World War II, there was so much manufacturing capability that all new products were made. And now, as we sit here, you know, a good 60 some years after World War II, the average consumer has at their a million, 10 million, 500 million products that they select from. They really do. The average consumer has so much decisions that they have to make, it can be overwhelming. But the reality is the offerings, the majority of the offerings from the business world are really products. Here's your product. You figure out, Mr. Customer, how you install it, how you use it, how you integrate it into the rest of your life, how you integrate it into other customers. So in reality, most people are experiencing being stuck in the black and the white world. When someone moves from the black and white world to the color world, that's a lock-in so that that you can live with your customer really for a generation. And so, Jim, let's go to the next slide. I know this is really, you know, one of the classic examples. I do this example because, you know, so what does it mean to be a product, live in the product world, and then all of a sudden realize your customers have moved to an experience world and you didn't move with them? Well, that happened to Lego. So, you know, Lego, you know, in 2005, 6, 7 time period, almost went bankrupt. I don't know if everybody knew that, but you know, this is a product that everybody had as a kid. And I put the little picture on the left, and you know, you had your box of different colors and you made stuff. Well, what did you really make? I don't know. If you're like me, you made a stick man, I don't know, kind of a block man, and you made a block house. And what else did you make after that? Kind of changed the colors and made more block men, more block figures. One of the realities with Lego is that their customers couldn't visualize what to do with their product, couldn't figure out what to do in the future. It was just a bunch of parts and pieces. And really, if you look at the world of the product world, it is a bunch of parts and pieces. The journey to use it is totally left up to the customer. And so they almost went bankrupt. Such a classic company. But then what they did, how many people have been in a Lego store in the last few years? Well, not in the last months or anything like that because they're closed. But if you walk into a store for ages 3 to 7, they have boxes specifically with a visual on the box of what to build. And so they've gone from a general purpose product where it's up to you to figure out how to use it to each box has a picture on the cover and what you're supposed to build in that box. Now, because of that, and they have it for every generation, this picture I have of the day in the life picture of an architect, their general architect box is normally sold out because it helps people become an architect. And so they went from a product world to an experience world. So they actually allow you to explore all kinds of experiences with their boxes. You open it up and you build it. And they even leapt forward to Lego Mindstorms, which is you open the box and you have an experience where you actually use sensors. You put sensors on a moving little car, and now you make a robot out of that car. And then they connect those, you can connect with others that build things with their Lego Mindstorms. So they've actually taken the experience that Lego is no longer a product. It is an experience and a lifestyle. And I don't know, has anybody seen the Lego TV show now, or Fox? But now they've taken it to actually, it's a TV show, how to experience Lego and build your Legos in contests and things of that nature. So, you know, and who else is making the jump from selling a product to an experience? And we're going to talk a little bit about why it's difficult to do as a corporation, because most corporations are built into silos, and those silos are product silos. Product managers, general managers, our entire apparatus of business education is set up in a product way, not in a customer experience way. And so, you know, but many new companies are being totally constructed on an experience way. Uber, get from here to there. So Uber is just totally an experience company, where what product are they actually selling isn't really even fully clear. They're selling not just getting a cab, but getting to where you go in the cab. And as you sign up for it, you can have special types of things in the cab, special service, black service, and everything else. Same for Airbnb. Airbnb totally is a, you know, stay overnight experience, and they offer much more than the traditional product of here's a hotel room and you get your hotel room. So Jim, let's go to the next slide. So new companies have an advantage. And now if you look at this picture, so the black and the white world, when I'm talking about, like, this would be the parts and pieces of an aircraft in the black world. Then you make an aircraft and you now offer the ability to fly in an airplane. And you know, no one worries about the parts and pieces of an airplane, but the reality is the experience of flying now is no longer what it was 20 years ago. I mean, 20 years ago, the experience of flying was you got peanuts and a Coke if you were in coach. But the experience of flying now is more about not flying and getting there. We take that for granted. The experience of flying is more about, do I get sleep time? Now, what the airlines have done, and this has a lot to do with offering up other services, other experiences on the plane, where they offer up entire chairs that lay down and you can sleep in first class. Now they don't even give you free food. You can order lunch on the plane and have that and eat your lunch on the plane from them. You can pay for the experience of luggage. You can put as much as you want on there, but you got to pay for it. If you ever, has anybody ever flown Spirit Airlines?
My wife has on a number of occasions.
I don't know if anybody's ever went to their website, and that's an experience in itself, in that when you have the ability to buy everything, an aisle seat, you have the ability to buy preloading, and if you don't buy it when you log in, then at the airport, if you want to do that, then the price goes up about tenfold. So, but it beginning to see that the experience is much more than just the product. Yet a lot of companies act that this experience is the product. And Jim, let's go to the next slide. This is what I want to really talk about and reflect on, is because this is an easy way to try and understand what is part of the experience. In other words, and then once you understand what is part of the experience, how can you expand your product line and services to fully integrate into the customer? So I was using the red dot in the puzzle on the first puzzle, and here the red dot is just the physical product, our products. And you know, so in a world, there's many people. Amazon just sells you the product, and you order it and you get it. All these other things in this drawing. So this is taking the perspective from a product. I will show perspectives from a consultant in the next view. But in this, it's the product. Here's the things on the left, those action strips, those purple things are action strips. And those are things you do before you do the product. And then after the product, these other purples are the ship, channel, receive, assemble, use, maintain, refresh, replace, deinstall. Those are all things the customer has to do in most cases. And so, so this is just the purple action strips are examples of some of the activities that a customer has to do. And as you see the red dots, I start putting them over the action strips, is that these actually can be other services that you offer that become part of the experience, not just part of the product. And if you look at someone who looked at their business furniture, like IKEA is more focused on the purple strips than just the products. Okay, so the IKEA experience was designed mainly around the assemble, the put in your car and assemble your furniture. So they took the activity strip of assemble with the product being furniture and really revolutionized the way the furniture business is done. Put it in your car and then we'll help you assemble it with unique visual representations of how to put it together. So if in this time period, if you can sit down and think about what your product is, and what are those essential activities that the customer has to experience, and how can you get involved in those experiences and potentially offer up services for those, or just totally expand your product to an experience. And Jim, called me the other day, a few weeks back, and talked about his car dealer experience, where he took in his car to the dealer, and you would think that the repair process is all about your car getting fixed and you pay for it. But Jim really saw that they focused on the action strip they focused on was waiting. So that's an activity that Jim spent more time at, waiting for his car to be fixed, than actually their repair of the car. So in reality, the car repair experience is the activity you focus in on is the waiting. And what Jim learned is that the waiting room for the car repair company is advanced now. It's like a Starbucks. It's probably even more advanced than a Starbucks. So if you can redesign your product, your service to include the experiences that your customers do, and then incorporate those into your customer's experience, then this is a really good way to expand your margins and potentially double the sales in your businesses. Most businesses I've done this for